What's up YouTube? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day so far. In today's video, I'll be talking about a bunch of things relating to Skate 4 or Skate, whatever you want to call it. Just a quick heads up, I'm not sponsored by EA and I haven't been part of any playtest yet. I've applied and I'm eagerly waiting to receive my code so I can finally jump in, play the game and experience it for myself. I'm going to talk about things I like based on what I've noticed in the YouTube videos, the features I think should be included, and a few things I'm not a fan of. I'll also be addressing some of the more absurd arguments floating around on internet forums. Just a heads up, this video might come off harsh and could piss some of you off, but these are things we need to be honest about and accept. Now, Skate 4 is coming out very soon and internet has many different opinions about it. Many negative, some positive. I'm personally looking forward to the game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of people are sharing these opinions, whether as gamers, long-time skateboarders, or maybe both. I'm going to give my input based on my long-term experience with Skate 3, a bit of hands-on skateboarding experience, and most importantly, my background as a 3D game artist. I've worked closely on multiple AAA titles and have first-hand knowledge of the development pipeline and production cycles. Let's talk about the art. A lot of people have been vocal about the art direction of this game, claiming it looks like Fortnite. Personally, I think it resembles GTA 5 more. For example, take a look at the clothing and the body features. If we compare all three side by side, the similarities with GTA 5 is much more clearer. The main difference people are focusing on is the faces, which are definitely more stylized, but dismissing the entire art style and calling it Fortnite slop is just plain wrong and honestly beyond my comprehension. Too many people on the internet form their opinions by echoing whatever their favorite YouTuber says, then parrot those talks in comment section and forums without doing any real analysis. This trend seems to repeat with every new game release, hate trains disguised as criticism. Tell me one game in the last 10 years that didn't go through this. Constructive criticism is always welcome, but let's not confuse that with baseless hate. As an artist, I can say that a stylized art direction is often a deliberate choice. Studios tend to prefer stylized visual because they age much better than hyper-realistic graphics. A realistic game might look outdated just a couple of years after release, while a stylized game can remain visually appealing for years. Take World of Warcraft or almost any Nintendo titles, for example. They have maintained their visual charm over the decades. Another advantage is that stylized assets are generally easier to update compared to highly realistic ones. That's a big reason why so many live service games opt for a stylized approach. Developers usually have a long-term roadmaps, sometimes spanning over 10 years, and they want to keep expanding and supporting the game without constantly worrying about it looking outdated. So trust me, while the art style might get a bit more refined in response to feedback, it's not going to change drastically. This is a pipeline decision, not something they came up out of the blue. Generally, the stylized graphics require less powerful hardware and shorter development cycles. This allows studios to allocate more resources to other aspects of the game, such as content updates or gameplay mechanics. This approach is especially appealing to smaller studios or indie projects. Even though Full Circle is an EA-backed studio, it currently has around 51 to 200 employees, which is still considered as a relatively small team compared to other major development studios. Skate 1, 2, and 3 had that grungy, semi-realistic look, and as much as I love Skate 3, I can admit that visual style hasn't aged well. It looks pretty outdated now, and it's time to move on, and we, the ones who grew up with the early Skate games, aren't the only audience this new title is targeting. Everyone seems to be focused on graphic or gameplay, but not many people are talking about the lack of a proper chat system. Personally, I would love to interact with other players, talk about skating, share tips and tricks, and learn from more advanced players as I progress through the game. Proximity chat is something this game really needs. It would add an extra layer of realism, almost like skating at a real park and chatting with other skaters nearby. Games like Rust and Daisy have done an excellent job on implementing proximity chat, which encourages spontaneous social interactions and creates memorable moments. Of course, it should be optional. Let players toggle it off if they are not in the mood to chat, or implement age restriction to protect younger audiences. A well-designed proximity chat system could really enhance the community aspect of the game and make the online experience much immersive and engaging. Proximity chat should be mandatory feature in any multiplayer game. If it's included in Skate, I don't think people would even care much about a traditional story mode, because every playthrough becomes its own unique story, much like games such as Daisy and Rust. I'm not sure if this feature will ever be added, but its absence really handicaps the social aspect of the game. I don't want to sit and type out messages to have a conversation or guide someone through a challenge. Skating is a social, chill sport, and the vibe of this game reflects that. I want to make friends in game, talk to people, skate together, explore new locations, and cheer when someone finally nails a trick after countless attempts. Without proximity chat, none of that spontaneous interaction can happen. Honestly, the game would feel incomplete without this feature. Right now, most players seem to be skating just to reach their next objective. I think proximity chat would help address this issue to some extent. However, players also need more incentives to interact with each other. I hope that down the line they add a new group feature or something similar, where you can join a group of people to skate with whenever they're online, or even compete against other crews. If you're going to make an online only community based game, at least include these essential online features. Since it's an always online game, I'm worried about what might happen if it doesn't achieve its set goals. Will EA stop supporting it? And if EA pulls the plug, will players lose all their progress and money they spent on cosmetic items? That's something that really bothers me. I don't think there's a solid answer to that at the moment. We'll just have to wait and see how the game performs in the market. It would be great if we get an offline mode, but that's highly doubtful. And lastly, I'm looking forward to a solid lineup of classic pop punk, punk, or skate punk tracks to listen to while skating. If Tony Hawk's Pro Skater can do it, Skate can do it as well. I'm aware there are licensing challenges with official tracks, but if this game does well financially, I'm confident that adding official songs from those artists won't be a problem. Ultimately, it all depends on the game development progress and success. So that's all I have for now. I'll make a new video once I receive the playtest invitation, and will be in a better position to judge game's gameplay and other aspects. The game is still in early access and many things are yet to be improved or added. That said, I'm pretty hopeful and excited about how the game is shaping up. Let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Please drop a comment, like, or subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.